Welcome back everybody to another solo leveling Arise video. Alright guys, so apologize again, voice is still coming back, it's taking a little while, I'm still sick, but feeling much better, and we're going to continue on with what I promised, which is the artifact tier list for all of the hunters, starting off with our boy Choi. We're going to go through this fairly quickly because, let's be real, most of the hunters are going to use specific kinds of gear, and majority of them won't fit for certain ones, and some of them will, okay? So we're going to start off with Choi. I'm going to put the hunter up here, and then all the gear sets on top. We did Sun Jinwoo yesterday, so if you want to check out all of his gear, top tier ones for agility and strength, check out that video. It's on the channel as of yesterday. Okay, so first off, let's go with useless. Now remember, this is if you get perfect stats. Some gear you're going to use because the stats are much better. Some you're going to use because you have no other choice. But for the most part, this is meant to be like the best top gear for that unit, sets, artifacts, etc. Right? So first off, useless crit. Yeah, he doesn't need it. He can't do it. If you look at his passive, Choi actually can't crit at all. So the toughness set is useless for him. So you're never going to use that. Another useless one is going to be the break set here. He doesn't break. He has no break damage whatsoever. So you're never going to use that. He doesn't have a shield. You're never going to use that. Nobles, you should never use nobles realistically. You don't ever want to increase his HP and decrease his attack. That's never the case for him. He's pure attack mode. Okay, so you definitely want to use that. Now, this one can be useful. This one because he has a core burn attack, which is nice because you can continue burning with it, but it's still not the best one for him. Destroyer set's not bad. You can use that. The problem is you'll gain so much ultimate so fast that it's going to be on cooldown all the time anyway, so realistically not the best choice for him, but it's still not the worst choice for him. And then the two really good ones here would probably be a combination of the two or just force a piece. This is going to be right over here. Now this is going to be interchangeable. Okay, so, and I'll explain why. So this one can go here sometimes and this one can go here. Overall, if you have an A5 Choi, okay, for whales, this is going to be your best bet because A5, he gets his ultimate and he casts it a lot more often. This one here decreases the ultimate cooldown and also increases the damage you do. So this is going to be OP for whales, and this one's going to be OP for anybody who's not a whale. So realistically, you can put it this way if you want. And this will be fine here, so there's no real very good one. But if we're gonna go non-whales this way, if we're gonna go with whales this way, okay? So there's your full artifact gear list for armor. Okay, now in terms of actual, when it comes down to actual like earrings and necklaces and all that jazz, so this one again useless. You're never going to crit, so you're never going to see the attack increase. Unfortunately, champion of the field, again, same scenario, never crit, so you're never going to see it because this one here increases, every time you crit increases attack, so again, you'll never see that. The tagging option is not a bad one for him. He's not a support though, he's made to be a main DPS, so this one can go there. The behemoth one, actually Very is not bad as either. The problem is it takes away too much MP. Like you need all of his MP in order to cast all of his skills. So it's good for damage increase, but there's two better ones obviously. So there's the Berserker, which is going to be the lower increased damage by 20% with 4-piece set if the opponent's HP is lower than 70%. And then there's this one here, which is the better one, which is the skeleton set or the executioner set. This one is if your HP drops below 70%, you do 30% more damage. So these are the best sets for Choi. Okay, so there you guys go. Choi's all done. That's what it's going to look like for him. Okay, let's move on to Baek here. All right, guys, moving over to Baek now. Let's move Choi out of the way, put Baek up here. And now, the way it's going to work for him, it's going to be a little bit different. Okay, so I'm going to move all these bad boys back down. I know you guys are like, Pay, why don't you just reset these? Well, it actually takes with images every time I do it. So we're going to just put him up there, and we're going to give me a second to do this part, okay? Now, you guys all know Baek works off of two different things. First off, he is a defensive scaled unit, so you got to remember that. So a lot of these sets won't work for him, and he's also built for light damage and crit, and he's a breaker. He's an insane breaker, probably the best breaker in the game. Believe it or not, next to Jinwoo, who's pretty insane as well too. Okay, so first off, let's start with the bottom ones. Shield, you're never really going to use because he doesn't really have a shield. In terms of attack, you're never going to use the attack set. Again, it doesn't scale off attack. There's no point in it. And then also, let's see. Oh yeah, there you go. The noble set, not going to use that. Doesn't scale off of HP. Also don't want to lower any of, I mean, you could technically lower his attack. It won't affect him in any way, increase other people's, but the HP doesn't scale for him anyways, right? So here are the most popular sets for him. So number one, the can be useful is the one hit kill set because he does do defense down with his ultimate, and his ultimate hits really hard. It's not a bad one, but it's not your primary one. The core attack that he does is actually really good. So this one here with his basic attack, because his basic attack actually does do breaks as well. He's the only unit which basic attack does a break, plus his core does a break. So this is actually a really a pretty decent option if you plan to do DPS plus breaking at the same time, but there are a couple better ones, okay? The Destroyer set, not a bad one either. You could definitely use that for him to build his ultimate quicker, but again, you're going to be on cooldown majority of the time. So again, not really recommended. As a matter of fact, this will probably sit here and that will probably go there. And then here for the two best sets, because he is a crit-based unit as well as a light-based and a defense spec unit, you can build him more crit. Now his crit goes up, I think at a 4, if I recall, they increases his crit up. But base version wise, he's still not bad. You still want to build him with some crit anyways. So the toughness set is not a bad option for him, but the best one for sure is going to be his break set. If you want to break as quick as you possibly can, Baek is the best breaker in the game. Next, again, I would say next to Jinho, who does insane amount of breaks as well, but nowhere near the DPS, obviously. And the break set is by far his best one. There's no question about it. Okay, so that's there you guys go. That's pretty much how you want to set that up. Now in regards to useless trinkets, we're gonna go with useless on champion in the field. Again, doesn't scale off attack. Again, doesn't scale off of attack there either. So these two are not gonna be useful for him. These four here on the other hand aren't bad. So again, I would say the top one here would be skeleton, berserker. Sorry, executor, berserker, Viri, and then tag in, tag out in case you need the attack. But again, he doesn't scale off of attack. Everyone else that will be tagging in and out will benefit. So there you guys go. This is going to be Baek's best setup probably again. I would, if anybody has a different opinion on the executor outfit or earrings, I'd like to hear about that, or the 4-piece set I should say, because I think those are easily the best ones for these guys for sure. All right, so there you guys go. There's Baek. Now let's go ahead and do Emma. Now, Emma works a little bit differently, but very similar in regards to that she is also a breaker, but she scales off of HP. So we're going to use her for 1 second, and I'll show you guys what she's worth. Okay, 1 sec here. 1 sec. Let me just get all these out of the way. All right, Emma. So let's talk a little bit about Emma. Now, a lot of people use Emma, so I want to kind of break it down for you guys. You guys can see here, bases off of user max HP. She does do break with her basic attacks as well. And then you guys can see here, her core damage. She also does a burn, which is pretty damn strong. And then over here, she does airborne and burn. And then here she does, again, a heavy and a burn. So she's a very powerful unit, actually. I know I told some folks that she drops off a little bit at endgame. Quite honestly, I think I was wrong about that because I've been using it more often. She's still killing it. So I think all of these SSRs are really, really powerful. So there's another burn there, and then there's another burn there, right? And then this is Fire Elemental, and then she does the whole heat absorption, heat emission. So the main thing with her is she just overall scales really well with everything. She can apply a shield, so you can do a shield set with her. She can stack the user's defense, so she can go defense and get a lot out of that. She can do defense penetration. She can increase her fire damage. She can apply an effect for all members. She has really strong break. So the thing with her, she's very versatile, right? But at the end of the day, you do definitely want to have her be like with HP spec, because that's what she scales off of, right? At the end of the day. So let's go ahead and take a look at her real quick. So for Emma, the most powerful one, well, let's start off with the lowest, I guess. So attack, useless, crit. Crit's not bad, actually, to be honest. You can definitely use crit because you can build her crit HP set and make her do more damage. Her core set's actually really nice because, again, you guys can do more damage with that as well too. Shield can be used because, again, she does provide herself a shield, but it's so niche, like you really don't need it. Noble set is one of her better ones, but only the 2-piece. Actually, no, you can technically use the 4-piece because you don't care if she loses attack. Attack doesn't affect her in any way because it'll just raise everyone else's attack. Her everything she does scales off of HP anyways, right? So don't worry about that. Now, one-hit kill is not a bad option if you are looking to do a lot of damage with your ultimate. She does a crazy ultimate with a ton of damage and also reducing the cooldown. And then the destroyer set is still optional. Wouldn't consider it to be her best one whatsoever. And then, of course, the break set. I think the break set's her best one because she does just break so damn well. So technically, you can do one of two things. You can do these two here if you want. I prefer the break set personally. I think it's the better one. As a matter of fact, actually, you could probably go like this. There you go. That's probably the best sets right there. Those are going to be for Emma, okay? Now, again, in terms of accessories, doesn't scale off of attack, doesn't scale off of attack there as well. Tag and tag out definitely can be used. Again, she will increase attack for the opponent. I'm pretty sure it's increase the... Let me just go back here, guys, 1 sec. I'm pretty sure it's the Aquamarine has increased the attack, right? Yeah, attack increase. So there you guys go. She can help people out, but it's not really meant for her. Viri's not a bad option as well, too. Good for damage increase, but consumption of MP is a huge one. And then again, pretty much going to look like this. Okay? So there you guys go. That is Emma completed now. Let's move on to the next person, and that's going to be Dongsoo. And then Dongsoo here will have his own little... Let me try something, guys, real quick. Or reset. Damn, see? I lose it all. I'll be right back. All right, guys, sorry about that. Had to restart and do this over. So Dongsoo, this is a unit that a lot of people are either in love with or really hate. Now, he can be very, very, very powerful, to be quite honest with you guys. Now, the main thing with him to note that he does obviously scale off of defense. He loves defense penetration and does enjoy wind damage as well. The main thing for him is he does scale off of defense, and in that regard, he's very tanky, but also has insane multipliers. Like his ultimate does wild amounts of damage, and his passives are not bad because he can actually stack his own defense. He can also increase the defense by 24%, also create a shield on himself, and then at the same time, you can see here, Grease Scavenger can be charged up to 2 tier, and damage increased by 100%, so which is crazy. So Scavenge, where is that? Right here. I think it's... Where is it? I think it's this right here. Yeah. So Scavenge right there. So very powerful. And his overall like defense scaling is wild. He's super tanky. And at the same time, he can also increase the defense penetration, increases the user's merciless damage by 30%. And you can see here, increases the user's merciless damage to the equal of 400% of defense penetration stats. So he does do wild amount of damage for a defense unit, believe it or not. And the fact that he also does take away shields from opponents. So let's talk about the gear sets, right? Attack, useless. Crit, I mean, crit honestly can be used. You can build them with crit set and put defense on it with defense penetration, because even there's no defense penetration set yet out there, right? The core one is actually, this one here with the core increase is really good because he does a lot of damage with his core attack and his basic attacks, so not a bad option there. This one here, the one hit kill, I would actually recommend as well too, because his ultimate does so much damn damage, right? Break set, useless, doesn't really do anything with it. Noble set, useless. Shield set can definitely be used as a backup in case you need him to survive, but he's already super tanky as it is. Actually, you know what? I'll probably put that one up there, and this one up here. And then the Destroyer set, I wouldn't recommend it personally, just because, again, you'll be on cooldown most of the time anyways. So these are probably his best sets. But building him crit with defense spec as the main stat is not a bad option. The one hit kill option with his ultimate, because it does so much damage, is a great option as well too. And then of course the basic attack and the core attack increase is also very nice. So now in terms of actual artifacts for earrings and necklaces, so Viri's actually a good option for him. He does absorb a lot of MP unfortunately, but still this one here is really good as well too. The two, I would say these are pretty much going to be the scaling off the same for everybody. Honestly, at this point, I would say those are probably the best ones. So there you guys go. That is Dongsoo right there in a nutshell. Moving over to Bora Lee. Let's get her in there. Let me just quickly take all this out, guys. I apologize. I know that you guys are... This would be simpler if I had my own tier list, but I'm using actually Necro's tier list, believe it or not. And he's done a good job with the character, so I don't want to have to recreate that. It's just more work. But then it makes more work here, right? So this is a unit that's actually really underutilized. It should be used way more often by people. Bora Lee does so many different things and does it so well. Number one, she increases dark damage within her circles. Number two, she provides charm, which does more damage on the opponent by 15%. She has incredible DPS, summons 3 cats, or foxes in this case, sorry, not cats, to do damage on her behalf, and has a crazy powerful ultimate with pretty decent range overall. So let's talk about her sets. Number one, HP useless, breaker useless, shield useless. Okay, you'll never use those ones, so forget about those. One hit kill is not a bad option. Not the best option for her though, but not bad. Destroy, I would say the same thing. You can build her ultimate really quick, and her ultimate does insane damage, so you can definitely use that, but wouldn't be her best options. The basic attack and the core damage one, not very good. I would go with crit here as number one, and then attack number 2. Those are her best ones. She's built pure crit damage. All of her scaling is pure based on that. So you definitely want to use the toughness set for her to just maximize the amount of damage you can possibly do. Now, with that being said, the beast set is going to be the best one for her in terms of DPS artifacts. Skeleton, I'd say, would be probably second. Berserker third. Viri fourth. Tagging in and out, I put here as well too, and this actually champion one is not a bad option either. If you want to scale a little bit higher, there you guys go. So that is going to be her setup there. Use her, guys. Try her, build her properly, and you guys will see some crazy results with her. Okay, now let's go back to the next person, and that's going to be Min. And don't worry, guys, I'll put timestamps in this video for you guys to search for specific units you want. I know not everyone's going to want to watch this whole thing, especially with my voice the way it is right now. But we'll get through this together. So bear with me. Okay, so there we go. Min next. All right, we know he scales off of HP. Right, and he actually wants crit damage as well too, because he gives you crit damage based off of 40% of his excess crit damage. So we'll talk about a few sets. Number one OP set for him is going to be Noble, and then another OP set for him is going to be Toughness, and another really good one actually for him is Destroyer. So those ones are going to be good because you want him to cast that ultimate as much as he possibly can. Again, the problem with Destroyer, of course, is the fact that the cooldown is a problem in itself. The dragon set's not a bad option, but I mean, can be used, but not really that good. Shield set, I don't think he does a shield. I don't think he provides a shield on himself. Let me go back. To be honest, I forgot if he does. I don't think he does though. I think it's punishment, disguise, knockdowns, core attack, healing, etc. Right? Yeah, I don't think he provides a shield. It's pretty sure he doesn't provide a shield. No, he doesn't. Okay, great. Good to know. Easy. Okay, so yeah, no, shield set's useless for him. And then attack set's useless for him. And then one hit kill, useless. I mean, you don't care about the ultimate damage. The decrease in ultimate's not bad. I mean, you can put it here technically. Break skill's useless. Between the two of these, if I were to choose, I mean, I put that there, I guess. Realistically, at the end of the day, that'll probably be it. Useless there. Technically can be used. Pretty bad. Technically can be used, pretty bad, useless, pretty good, and then the best one is tagging in and out. He's your support. You want him to pretty much give you as much power as possible. His job is to increase your crit rate, your damage, your crit damage, and then with this tagging in and out is another good option for him to be able to give you more attack. And then obviously this one here, force set, gives you more attack, makes him lose attack, but he doesn't scale off of it. And then of course the toughness set here will give you as much crit damage as possible. Okay, so there you guys go. There's Min in a nutshell. If I'm repeating myself, I apologize again. I'm sick, not on top of my game 100% in terms of speaking and language. So bear with me, guys. I'm sorry. I know I have rested, but it's like I can't not do this. Like I love this too much. All right, go over to Lim. Now I'll do a showcase on these characters individually as well, right? Keep that in mind, and I'll go over the sets as well too there. But Lim is a very, very powerful unit. Like one of my favorites in the game. Easily. Overall DPS, amazing break, great damage, a lot of utility with his skills, and great great buffing for you and himself as well too. So the big things for him to note is he does break and scale off of attack. So his let's go with the worst sets first, okay? So worst sets, HP, Noble, you're never going to use that. It's pretty useless for him. Shield, never going to use that, pretty useless. One hit kill, I mean, can be used. At the end of the day, it does do 40% damage on the ultimate and decreases the cooldown, but not that great. Destroy is actually pretty good for him. I use it currently for him, and he has it up all the time. But of course, again, the cooldown increase and decrease, but for Cerberus, destroys it. He does it like ultimates 3 times on that fight and kills him, on tier 8 especially. Break set's probably one of his best ones because he's a breaker. Attack set is also OP for him, and so is toughness. And then this over here actually would probably, actually, you know what, I'll scale these two off. His basic attack and his core attack are very, very strong, so these sets are actually going to be the best ones for him. He's very versatile, and that's why you see so many sets for him that work out so well. Okay, now because he does scale off of attack, you can definitely use the champions on the field. His best one's still going to be expert. Skeleton also works really well. Berserker works pretty well. Tagging in and out, you really don't want to do. Very, you don't really want to do. But none of these are useless for him. Okay, I would say probably this is how it would probably go. But again, not useless, but you don't want to use it. Okay, so there you guys go. That is going to be the setup for Lim for his best possible artifacts. Okay, we got 2 more SSRs, guys. I might end it there, and then we'll do a full SR list afterwards because then it'll make the video a lot shorter. Because these guys here also have their own setups, and I do want to cover them because a lot of these units are very powerful. Okay, so let's go ahead and go through Seo next, and we'll put these guys back down. Okay, back down, back down, back down. There we go. There we go. And again, I promise you guys I will do the SR ones as well too. Okay, I just want to take this a little easier. So Seo, oh man, one of my favorite units in the game. So good, so damn good, so versatile, so powerful. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what she is. Attack set useless, crit set actually pretty good, shield set actually pretty good, one hit kill, not bad, core attacks not bad, destroyer set you really don't want to build that on her, HP set because she scales off HP works really well for her, and then breaker set works really well for her. So I would say these are the best ones. I'd even put this one here as well too as the top 3 for her, and then for artifacts, skeleton for sure is the best one. I'd say this one here, This, because she does scale off attack, so it's useless there for her. Tag in and out, again, you can put it on, wouldn't do it, but there you guys go. So that's the best setup right there for her. You can't go wrong with these. You can mix these as well too, by the way. You don't have to put them all as 4 pieces. And the reason why crit is so good for her, because her actual skills with her special weapon here, her SSR weapon, I'll show you guys real quick. Look at this. Increases the user's crit hit damage by 5%. Whenever you use one of your skills, increases critical hit damage by 1%, stacking up to 20 times. So you actually do want to build her crit with HP as much as you possibly can, just to maximize the amount of damage she does. Speaking of which, let's put this up, and voila. We got a stronger one now, okay? So there you guys go. That is Seo completed. And now we have just one more unit to go, guys. And then we are done this tier list for the SSRs. And that is, oh, woo. So Jinchul here is not, I'm not a fan, personally. He does spec off of defense. He does have one unique thing where he gives you a double dash with a support, which is kind of nice. You get an extra dash in there. Or, you know, an evade, if you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. Either way, that part is very useful, I will say. Now, the reason why I'm not a fan of his, I just don't like his skill sets, and I don't like the way he comes in as a support unit. He always misses the target, but you guys can see he does scale off of defense, as I mentioned. He does have pretty decent breaks all over the place because they're all lights, and then also decreases the cooldown of Iron Fist by 3 seconds. You can see our Iron Fist here does quite a bit of damage, actually, based off of defense. Does have medium break this time, and does offer you an extra dash one more time. Super armor is applied. You guys, and this is what I was talking about here. This one increases your dash by 2 attempts, gives you 20 seconds. So he's a really good support. That's probably his best part. And he does have a medium break. Here he goes. You guys can see another medium break there. His ultimate does hit decently, not as hard as Dongsoo though. And then his passive here, you can see here, increases the damage of Suppress, Meditation of Power, Iron Fist by 25% for 5 seconds whenever you dash. So he is a dashing unit. Think of the Plum Sword, but him instead, right? Now, he does have defense penetration increase. He does increase his break. He does have more, whenever he does dash or evasion here, decrease the cooldown of certain attacks, and activates the user's core attack. So everything here is very powerful. He's just a very annoying unit to use. Probably the worst SSR in my opinion. He's just pure gimmicky at least in my opinion, okay? So let's just start off with his best ones. These two are really good for him. Attack useless, noble useless. Crit is actually not a bad option. Shield can be used. Actually, no, that's useless too. One hit kill can be used. Destroyer set can be used. Okay, there you guys go. Useless, can be used. Again, we're going to pretty much do the same things as usual. I'd say actually like this. There you guys go. All right, those are all the SSRs in the game for artifacts. All right, so if you have any questions, remember, you guys can mix and match however you need to for your units. You guys can also use different sets based on their stats. Keep in mind, though, this is if you have the best possible stats for the best artifacts. These are the best ones, in my opinion, for all the SSR units. SR units coming in a different video. All right, guys, this is Payne. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Take care.